Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe. Secret trip to Scotland. Love or just rumour? The unexpected call. One gloomy afternoon, as a light rain fell over London, Caitriona Balfe was sitting in a small cafe, sipping a cup of hot tea and reading the script for her upcoming film. Suddenly, her phone rang, displaying the name Sam Heughan. Caitriona was a little surprised, because they had not been in contact for the past few months, only friendly colleagues. She picked up the phone. "Are you free this weekend? I have an idea." Sam's voice was tinged with excitement. "What idea?" Caitriona asked, her voice curious. "A trip to Scotland. A secret trip." "Just us." Caitriona smiled slightly, but her heart was already beating faster. The journey began. 2 days later, they met at Edinburgh Airport, without telling anyone. Sam had planned to visit small villages, ancient castles, and unspoiled landscapes that only the locals knew about. They laughed and talked throughout the trip, sharing private stories that they had never revealed to anyone before. Caitriona found Sam not only a compatible co-star but also a sincere and deep friend. Leaked moments. However, the trip was not completely private. Some blurry images of them appeared on social networks, causing a media stir. Articles began to ask, "Is this the beginning of a new love affair?" Caitriona and Sam both remained silent about all the speculation. The Old Castle and the Whispers. After a morning exploring the green fields and winding stone paths, Sam and Caitriona arrived at an old castle hidden in a small valley in the Highlands. It was deserted, with few visitors, and had a mysterious ancient beauty. They walked through the musty corridors, the light filtering through the stained glass windows, creating shimmering streaks of light on the old stone floor. Sam gently held Caitriona's hand as they stood by a moss-covered wall, the sound of the wind whistling through the cracks as if telling the story of time. Caitriona turned to look at Sam, her eyes filled with many thoughts. "Have you ever thought about how, like this castle, memories are covered with dust by time and we have to find a way to preserve them?" Sam smiled. "Yes, and sometimes, we need a companion to not feel lonely on that journey." At that moment, without further words, both of them felt a strange connection, a budding but powerful feeling. Highland night, campfire and confidence. At night, they set up a small campfire near the lake. The firelight danced on their faces, reflecting their unspoken emotions. Sam poured Caitriona a glass of whiskey, strong and warm like the air around them. "I always thought that if we could share everything, all our fears and joys, life would be less lonely," Sam said, his voice deep and warm. Caitriona looked up at the starry sky. "I used to be afraid of love, afraid of being hurt. But with you, it feels different. Like I don't have to hide myself anymore." Sam looked at her, his eyes full of sincerity. "You don't have to hide. You can be yourself." That night, they didn't promise anything, but both knew in their hearts that this trip marked a turning point. Rumors and truths. News of their trip quickly spread. Fans and the media kept asking, was this a new couple? Or was it just a trip of friends? In a rare interview, Caitriona shared, "This trip was a precious time for us to get to know each other better. But our love life is private, and we respect that." Sam also emphasized, "We are friends, colleagues and sometimes companions in life." What happens outside the film, perhaps doesn't need to be explained too much. The days of challenge. After the trip, Caitriona and Sam returned to their daily lives, movies, busy schedules and special attention from the media. However, the attention did not stop at compliments but also appeared rumors, endless speculations about their relationship. Social media sites were flooded with pictures of the two together, paired, analyzing every gesture. Caitriona began to feel pressured. She did not like having her private life scrutinized, while Sam always tried to stay calm in everything. Once, when they attended an event together in Edinburgh, Caitriona clearly saw the curious, even prying eyes of the press. She whispered to Sam, "Are we taking too much of a risk? Is that trip worth it?" Sam held her hand, gently. "No matter what people say, at least we are real. Only I understand." Unspoken connection. Despite the distance and pressure, their conversations and meetings still maintained sincerity and understanding. One rainy afternoon, when the two of them sat together in a small cafe, Caitriona shared her deepest fears. "I'm always afraid that one day, this feeling will disappear, like the thin clouds in the sky." Sam looked at her, his voice firm. "I don't promise to keep everything forever, but I promise to never leave you alone." At that moment, Caitriona felt warmth and stability, a support she had never found before. Secrets kept. Despite everyone's curiosity, Caitriona and Sam decided to keep their deepest feelings to themselves. They chose to share their feelings in quiet meetings, secret messages, instead of letting public opinion complicate things. At one point, they watched the sunset together on the Scottish coast, silently without saying a word. That silence contained everything they could not express in words, love or just a rumor. In the end, the secret trip left an indelible mark on both of their hearts. But the question remains, was it love, or just a moment of companionship and understanding? Caitriona once said, "Love doesn't necessarily have a name. Sometimes just feeling the sincerity is enough." Sam agreed. "We may not be the couple everyone expected, but the important thing is that we found peace with each other." Quote,